was a way to show respect to the audience and respect your own business. It was a way to protect it.
I am Mr. Richie Moon, and I'm Kayfabe Avenue, and I'm Kayfabe Focus.
It's Kayfabe Avenue.
Ladies and gentlemen, heels and faces, casual wrestling fans, and all you smart marks. I am Mr. Richie Moon.
And I'm Kayfabe AJ.
And I'm E.A.
And this is Kayfabe Avenue, and this is the all-out review. So let's start it right from the tippity top. Let's go into the buy-in. Yeah, kick us off. What was the first match?
First match was Joey Janela versus Pentaco. How y'all feel about it?
It was cool. It was a good match. You know, Joey Janela was out looking for some retribution after he got his ass handed to him by Jericho and Dynamite.
I feel like Janela is just there.
You said Janela is there?
He's just there. He's not doing much. I feel like any of the shine, and especially yesterday, I thought this while watching. We're just a few short hours removed from All Out. Obviously, I was tired as fuck, so we had to do this the next day. But while I was watching it, the first thing I thought was, damn, ever since he fought Mox, that was like his last real great match. Other than that, what has he done? They haven't given him nothing. And then even him partnering up with Sonny Kiss, they're not even doing much together. The last thing we saw Sonny Kiss was the match against Cody for the TNT Championship. Like, so what are they doing together? They're not doing nothing together but your partner. I feel like Joey Janela is one of those guys that you could put him against a Darby. We obviously seen him against Kenny, which was a good match. We saw him against Mox. He could take these hard hits. He could do these hardcore matches. He could do these gimmick matches. Why are they not using Joey Janela? He's no longer a bad boy to me, honestly.
I agree. I think he just needs like a good, proper program or some sort of rivalry with somebody and create a story with him and Sonny Kiss and, you know, take it from there. He's a great wrestler, great talent, but he's just like stuck in the middle of nowhere. Like he's not really doing anything impressive or you know, he just getting random matches. I think he had a match on Dynamite that was just from whatever, you know, like he just need a proper story or something.
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, I'm happy he got on the card, but let's be real. There's probably a handful of people. I would have rathered the initiative, the fallout from the initiative, them breaking up on BTE officially. I'd rather have that match at All Out. You officially broke them up. Why not have the, you know, somebody has to win against Curry and Brandon Cutler? Like, why not give us that? It would have had more meaning at All Out, a big pay-per-view for AEW, than a throwaway Joey Janela versus Serpentico. We could have had that match on Dynamite. Hell, we already had it on Dark.
We could have had it on Dark. We could have had it on any other night.
Even though it was just a pre-show, we didn't need this match. I would have rather Cutler versus the Liberian. You know, somebody has to win. That's a big storyline that's been like brewing for how many weeks now? Months.
It's actually going on for the entire time that AEW been going on. Actually,
you do the WWE thing and you give us a throwaway match on.
Yeah,
I agree.
All right, so let's move on to the next match.
Next match, Private Party versus the Dark Order. My people from House of Glory. I'm always going to be biased. You know what I'm saying? I don't care how anybody I feel. My people's Private Party.
And another thing I was thinking during this match, I'm like, I should be biased towards Private Party. They're from New York. They're from Brooklyn. Yep. So I should have that connection and want. But they're another thing. Like, what are they really doing? You know, like, it was a good match. Don't get me wrong, it was a good match. But I felt like the Dark Order should have won this. The Dark Order, specifically Silva, impressed the hell out of me. Small guy.
Yeah.
There was a few times that they did tag team maneuvers or finisher style moves that I felt like should have ended the match. And for some reason, they just want to do like a roll up, steal the win out from Dark Order practically all night. Like I don't know. I didn't like the booking of this. I felt the Dark Order's in a position where they're the top act on BTE. They're beginning to be one of the top acts on Dynamite. Why not show full strength and the fact that they probably were the highlight of this match? Why not let Dark Order win this?
Yeah, Dark Order should have won this match. The Private Party, I mean, it was a good match.
I mean, I agree.
Dark Order should have won this match. Straight up. Really
I agree with y'all saying. You know what I mean? Like it's time for Dark Order is really getting booked strong these past couple of weeks. They're looking real good, but Private Party hasn't got a win in a while. Like they've been on a little losing streak too.
They've been getting a little wins here and there. They
That's
have
all right. They can take a loss, so they're all right. They're in a position to take a loss. It's okay.
I don't know, man. I'm always gonna be biased. I'm gonna keep it real.
They haven't been attached to any specific tag team as far as rivalry goes. They're here and then they're gone. Then they're back. They win. Like it doesn't lead to anything. So maybe this is gonna be the beginning of a feud between them and the Dark Order. And
I hope so.
we can see a part 2 to this match. Maybe it goes long term. I mean, Private Party does need to be elevated, and the Dark Order is on the rise. But I feel like
you were right. Dark Order should have won. Dark Order should have won this.
A feud between both of them will get both teams bigger. Like let's keep it real. Like
that, you're establishing Brody Lee as this dominant force, and he has the biggest stable, and they're becoming the dominant stable in AEW.
Yep.
You should have showed this by having the opener. The Dark Order winning this.
Exactly. I agree. So let's open this show up proper, shall we?
Yes, sir. So the next match, we officially in the pay-per-view. Britt Baker versus Big Swole in a tooth and nail match. How y'all feel about it, brothers?
Of the WCU.
Yeah, WCU. This is the first of WCU for AEW, and they didn't really hit it out the park like they should have.
Yo, I thought the match was hilarious. I was watching. I was like, I can't take this serious, yo. It was just.
And here's the thing. There was nothing against them what they did, but it's really this is AEW's fault. AEW's, whether it's Dynamite, whether it's pay-per-views, traditionally their first match is boom, 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 boom. So we don't even have a chance to What they should have done was had the Young Bucks versus Jurassic Express, which is the next match. Have that be the opener of All Out. Then this be the second match, so we can kind of like take our breath. I mean, it was
wind down.
This match did what it was supposed to do, but I don't know. I'm kind of like, I like Big Swole, but sometimes I kind of just don't believe Big Swole. I just gotta be honest. I just don't believe her sometimes. It's just like she just.
I mean, on the flip side,
she takes me at the moment sometimes. She takes me at the moment.
I agree with what you're saying fully, Richie. I think they should have had a match first, like a very traditional match, and then like a couple weeks later lead into some shit like this. Not this being the first match she's out of her injury and stuff like that, you know?
This match. Tony Khan at the end of All Out, he spoke about even inserting this. This was a last-minute decision to insert this match into the pay-per-view. They said that they had enough time to do it. The reason behind the tooth and nail match and the cinematic take on it and not an official match is because Britt Baker is still fresh out of injury. So they
can't really go.
He did this to protect her. The first person to get it physical, so they did it in this style. And, it was actually produced by Kenny Omega. What's his name? Jerry Lynn.
The father of the V-Trigger.
And Tony Khan. So, and one more person, but it was between them. They felt like it came off good enough that they could insert it and it protected Britt Baker. So I appreciate it for that. They brought Britt Baker back. It's been a long time since we've seen her actually do anything outside the funny promo and gimmicks and stuff. So as far as what you said about Big Swole, I agree. Like, I could believe that you're probably more of a badass than Britt Baker is, But outside of that, it's like you're kind of like a bully picking on Britt. You know you can whoop her ass.
Yeah.
Technically,
it's not even her character. It's just like literally the things that she does sometimes that just like literally just takes me out the moment. Sometimes it's just like you lose. It's like you lose me. Just like Maybe I'm being a little bit too. Maybe I'm slicing the hair a little bit too thin because I'm an actor, and it's just like I see you acting. That's the problem. I'm not supposed to see you acting. Just
WWE style of promo.
Yes. She's very much Big Swole definitely moves in a WWE style. Nobody talks like that.
Like robotic.
Nobody's gonna really do that in fight.
It's not
nobody
natural.
Does that. You know what I'm saying? But I mean,
it doesn't come off natural.
Yeah, exactly. That's what. Exactly. You hit it right on the head. Yeah, it doesn't come off natural. But I mean, for the sake of the match, what it was supposed to do in the comedy spots, I think it ticked all the boxes that it was supposed
that
to.
Was like a little off was the thing with the syringe. Like they actually stuck the syringe in her leg.
Yeah.
Was that really necessary?
It could have been a little. I mean, it could have been a little bit better timing, but you know, it was.
Enjoy Britt Baker doing her best, like stalker, serial killer.
Yeah, like she tried to make it look like a little horror flick. It was hilarious. Like a lot of the spots. It was yeah, but I agree with you, Rich. You should have went like in the middle of the card or somewhere else after we watched like a 5-star match or something. That would have been like a good segue into it, you know, like to calm people down or whatever.
That's the way AEW has programmed us for their programming. They start off all their matches just like, and then we're just like, okay, all right, okay.
Yeah.
Let's move to the next match.
Who wants the next match?
You just said it, brother. Young Bucks versus Jurassic Express.
Woo! So going in, I'm like, okay, I'm already a little down. They should have had certain storylines on this card, and this match had no story.
It did.
Yeah.
It didn't have a story. It was ranked. It was pretty much about the rankings. The story that it had was only about the Bucks. It wasn't about a rivalry between the two.
Yeah, and it was because they won on Wednesday the 4-man tag match that they went against each other. So it seemed like a little rush situation.
It was a little rush.
Like this match, besides it being branded for the ranking system, it was just a reason to have the Young Bucks on the show. With that being said, I did like the match. It was a great match. I liked everything about it. I like the fact that the Bucks have started to show more of an edge. They're starting to show ever since Hangman cost them the tag title opportunity. They've been showing that more badass, approach to fighting people, and they showed it against Jurassic Express. So I definitely enjoyed this match. And for me, not expecting much out of it because it didn't have too much build up, a story behind it. I think it was probably one of the better matches on All Out.
Let's talk about how Jack Perry Jungle Boy is really improving a lot in ring technique. Like every week, he's impressing me more and more with a lot of his shit he's doing.
Let's be real. They give Jurassic Express collectively more burn than almost any AEW like original wrestler.
Yeah, and he's knocking it out the park. Like he's taking advantage of it. And he's really doing his thing. Like he's getting from when we saw last year to now. Like he's a totally different wrestler in the ring, and maybe that's because he's working with Luchasaurus or whatever's going on. But he's getting better.
For everybody on the roster, though, if you look at where Jericho even was last year compared to where he's at on the card this year, or his opponent for tonight, Orange Cassidy, where he's at, or Britt Baker, a year ago.
But I'm talking about in-ring technique. Like he really improved a lot. Like he's doing he's got a lot of luchador moves now and all types of shit.
For everybody on AEW. Because I'll be real, there was a couple things throughout this show that I was like, oh my God, like things that JR kind of mentions that irk him, his old school soul, when in the ring, it's starting to show, and I'm starting to notice that a lot, particularly in the certain match that we'll get to. But they're starting to improve on the little things, like the placement and the ring and the camera, and they definitely improve on everything. I'll be real because I don't think the actual wrestling was ever an issue.
No, but
Nah,
he's talking about Jungle Boy as an individual, like as an
No,
individual
I know
wrestler.
what he means.
I mean,
he stepped his game. He's been stepping his game up, bro.
But
Like he really is.
man, that could be a blanket statement for the roster as a whole, though.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, he probably taking tips from everybody, and he's just practicing his moves and getting better. And he's showing. He's getting better.
I don't think there's been a Dynamite without Jungle Express at all, and they've all been through injuries.
Yeah, facts. All three of them.
One thing is that Tony, he goes by the numbers. So like, if you get over with the ratings, you're gonna get put on TV. If you get,
which is fair. Like
I did like was when Matt was outside the ring and he sees Marco stunt. And he's like, you know what? Super kick.
Yup, put him to sleep.
Marco's injured.
That's another thing. When did Mark get injured? I haven't seen him wrestle in like weeks. Like
Jake Hager injured him on Dark.
Oh, on Dark?
Yeah, Jake Hager injured him on Dark. Yeah.
When is he not? That's the easier question.
Marco's like a punching bag, bro. Like
the Young Bucks took like you said, Young Bucks is looking real heelish in this. They're going kind of through a character change. They're going through a character change, but it's justified though because everything that's going on with the Elite.
Yeah, they're getting sick of losing and shit. And I ain't mad at them. Like I like this little fire they have now. They stop playing and smiling and shit. Like I like it.
The Elite is literally just the Bucks and Kenny right now, and all three of them are going through this attitude adjustment, this change. And, what I don't like is the commentary for this match in particular. They try to make it seem like they never saw the Bucks in any like attitude, like badass light. Like,
I think it was just for the purpose of. I think it was just for the purpose of putting it over like the Young Bucks are like changing, you know what I'm saying? Just like, I've never seen Young Bucks with this kind of attitude before, this kind of much fire.
I don't want them to start making statements like that where you kind of like forget the history and with AEW being so inclusive of other wrestling promotions and the history of their stars, I don't think you should forget. The whole Bullet Club, Elite, all that.
The Young Bucks started as heels.
Yeah,
exactly.
They were heels for a while, especially. That's what it seems like he's leaning back toward. But we'll get there as we progress through the night. So the Young Bucks take this victory, and let's move on to the next match.
Next match, the Casino Battle Royale. Woo! This match was fire. Besides the one thing, should I bring it up first? Should we bring it up first?
If you want to, I feel if you want to, you can bring the first if you want to.
The Joker card surprise entrance was Matt Sydal. Yo. I guess he was trying to do like a frog splash or something.
No, he was doing. He's gonna do it. He's gonna do his patented move, the move that he's done 1,000 times. He's done this shooting star press 1,000 times. And he slipped. Like it sucks that it happened in that way, but
but it was scary.
He's a new Shockmaster. Like, no, he's not. Matt Sydal has done that move 1,500 times.
Nah, but that botch looked scary. Like he almost landed on his neck on the turnbuckle and even who was it? Brian Hobbs' son? What's his name? Ty Hobbs. Like he even went over to check on him when he did like a fake cover. But I know he was talking to him like, "Yo, you okay?"
You could tell.
Yeah, I think that shit looked scary.
Was a little too excited. He went in there with a little too much energy, knowing it was his debut. I was super excited when I saw him. I was watching with focus, and I don't even think it registered that Matt Sydal was there. For people who don't know who he is, he used to be Evan Bourne in WWE.
Yeah. Yep. He's been killing it on the indies.
I'm like, oh shit, he's here. That's what's up. I'm thinking it was gonna be because at first I thought Lance Archer was the Joker, and I'm like, oh shit, no, the last group. All right, so who the hell is the Joker? I'm thinking it's gonna be somebody big, dominant. We got Brian Cage still in there at the time. We got Lance Archer in there at the time. We had.
I thought it was gonna be Warhorse, to be honest.
Warhorse.
Or you know what I mean? Somebody that they.
I ain't gonna listen to him, but I wouldn't like if you'd have been the Joker, I'd be like, oh, okay.
Right.
Yeah. See, I would have been like, all right, whatever. All right, I'll take it.
Right.
Like,
I'm
I
not gonna
understand
lie to
that.
you. I thought it was gonna be Murrow, the former Rusev. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Woo!
I thought Rusev was gonna
Yo,
debut.
I
That
would
would
have
have
did
been
a
a
backflip.
way better.
Glad he didn't though.
I would have did a
Because
backflip
it was
if it
Lance
was
Archer.
Rusev.
Nah, it's Lance Archer's time. It's his time.
Yeah.
It's Lance Archer's time for him to win this. So I'm glad he did. Because
I
if
don't
Murrow
think-
would have debuted, he would have automatically won that. He would have
Nah,
automatically won that.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
But I think Murrow's gonna. I think he's gonna eventually debut in AEW. I think he's one of the people that's really waiting for the crowd to come back, waiting for more people to come back. I think we'll see him in AEW though.
I
For
mean,
sure.
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know. Maybe.
a little bit, and then they get that itch, and then they come back. So
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, Battle Royal it was good. I hope Darby Allin is okay. Yo,
He got
I was
hurt too.
cringing.
Yo, that was cringy.
I'm like, all right, the body bag. Ricky Starks gets eliminated by Darby Allin. He gets pissed off, obviously. Pulls Darby Allin from under. So not on him yet. Throws him into the ring post. Finds the bag, the body bag under the ring. I'm like, okay.
And then he throws it into the ring to Brian Cage.
Throws him in the ring. Opens the body bag. Now we got thumbtacks. I'm like, nah. He starts throwing thumbtacks in the body bag. I'm like, no. Please don't let him slam him in this body bag. Sure enough, zips him up. I'm like, no. Power bomb.
Yo,
Over
Power bomb too.
to the
out
stage.
the ring.
Awkward too, yo. It was an awkward power bomb too.
How don't you get hurt in that bag unless there's cushions in there?
And then we don't even know if it was his feet or like he could have been even on his head or whatever.
No.
Like that shit was scary too. Like, yo,
And they walked him out.
I think
Darby is a crazy guy, yo. He's fucking nuts,
likes
man.
to do the shock factor in their matches a lot. But I think sometimes they need to kind of tone that down just a little.
Tone it down.
Nah, but a lot of it be Darby Allin though. He be agreeing to that stupid shit though.
You get slammed on tax, okay? You get slammed on tax. We've seen it a million times. But you want to get slammed on tax? No.
In a body bag.
In a bag. And they get thrown out. You can't even see when to cover yourself to protect yourself on the fall.
Like, yo, Darby Allin is crazy, yo. Something's wrong with that dude. Like,
yeah, this
definitely cut it on this morning. I don't know what happened.
Like they gotta give him. They out there giving him extra money for doing stupid shit. Because
you gotta think about this. Do you think Tony Khan's really coming to Darby Allin's like, hey, I want you to do the spot? No, this is Darby Allin.
That's all Darby.
Allin voluntarily saying.
That's probably him.
Idea. This is what I'm gonna do. Like that. That's why I'm just like whatever, because this is his idea. It's not like anybody's like, hey, Darby, why don't you do this crazy spot? This is shit he does on his spare time. He jumps on bridges in his spare time. That's
like that
doing.
Yeah, so I hope they paying him extra just for because he's fucking nuts. Like something like, come on, man. Like that's why I'm like, yo, Darby's bad, yo. I don't want him doing no crazy shit at the barbecue.
Nah, Darby is gone. He just can't do no crazy shit. You know what I'm saying?
We don't know that.
You gotta have a skate park in the barbecue so you can get all that.
Yeah, like you know what I mean. Like
get that you know.
I fuck with Darby Allin, but he's nuts, man. But yeah, Lance Archer took it. I did like the back and forth him and Brian Cage did. Like they had a little segment.
I mean, I want to see. Archer was my pick.
Yeah,
me too.
For me, it was either Lance Archer or Brian Cage, but I kind of lean more towards Lance because Archer. Because Tony Khan said that he has big plans for the FTR belt after All Out. So like he doesn't need to win that and have big plans for that. But I think it's Lance Archer's time. But I do want to see Lance Archer versus Brian Cage.
Hell yeah, they need to do something, and I hope it comes into the mix with Moxley. You know what I mean? And all three of them get into some crazy shit. You know what I mean?
That this guy missed the shooting star on. Who was that big guy?
Something Hobbs, Ty Hobbs or something. He's from Dark. I seen him on Dark.
Something to Hobbs. I forgot what it is. Something to Hobbs.
He's been losing on Dark.
They all lose.
He had a good showing in this Battle Royal.
Yeah, he's another one that's been impressive.
He stood up against Archer and Brian Cage, so
facts.
People look out for Hobbs.
All they got to do is give him one victory. here they could just start like some like kind of like a feud with like Shawn Spears. All he got to do is get one victory.
I be seeing him tag up a lot with Pineapple Pete a lot and Michael Nakazawa or whatever.
The treatment, the booking behind Shawn Spears, like, how do you got Tully?
Oh my God!
You got, first of all, Tully hold this L. Like, you banned.
You're another one. Come on, Tully.
Look, soft. You give him this new glove. He's supposed to get a little more edge. He's still looking soft.
Who did he get? I forgot who he got eliminated by.
I think it was Sonny Kiss who eliminated him.
Sonny Kiss eliminated him and Jack Swagger and Jack
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Was it Sonny Kiss then?
Yeah, Sonny Kiss eliminated both of them. Eliminated both of them, and then I think Brian Cage eliminated Sonny Kiss.
After Sonny Kiss eliminated Hager, he got instantly eliminated, and Hager started fighting him on the outside. So it wasn't Sonny Kiss that eliminated
Spears. So who did it? I forgot.
I like the fact that Kiss eliminated Hager. Like even though Sonny, I'm saying Sonny's Sonny, like it doesn't take away from the fact that like Sonny will still beat your ass.
Yeah, facts.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, Lance Archer. I want to see another segment with Lance Archer throwing somebody through the roof. Please, AEW.
Had a Royal and like eliminated half of them, or came out with 2 unconscious people, went in the ring and threw them.
That's what I wanted to. I kind of wanted him to just come out with somebody on the shoulder, just like I kind of wanted him to come out and just kind of like throw out like 10 people like immediately. I kind of wanted that. Like I wanted that. But
book them real strong. But they don't fuck around, make that a match. They gonna throw a person through a roof match or some shit.
They got to do another segment with him. They got to make that a thing on BTE with him just throwing random people in the middle of people's bits, like Lance Archer just throwing people in the middle of people's bits.
He
like,
do that now, like they be in the middle of a promo and then somebody walk by, he just start beating the shit out of him. Like that's like.
I mean like on BTE, somebody's doing a bit and then like you just throw like somebody just gets thrown through the wall and it's just like Lance Archer. And then,
he just walks by.
Mad random places he just throws people through and stuff like that in the middle of people's bits on BTE. Like, something crazy.
Lance
like
Archer's crazy. He's a beast.
He's a beast.
Sammy Guevara versus Matt. Yo, this is all you, AJ. Go ahead. Get your cornet bars off.
Wait, who is this? What match is this?
This is the Sammy and Matt.
Hardy versus Guevara. So here it goes.
Go ahead, cornet.
AEW has this. It's ingrained in their history already. Throw shots at WWE. You want to talk about a sloppy shot, and you want to talk about how you guys are health conscious, how you guys are wrestler first. You're doing everything opposite of what WWE does wrong. The one thing that WWE does first and foremost is they take concussions and they take shit like that serious. When a referee throws the X in the match, it's over. It's over.
We're not playing that.
Anybody with a pair of eyes saw that Matt Hardy was knocked out.
Yeah.
1. 2, whoever is setting up your spots and setting up your areas to do these little big drops and stuff like that, you need to reevaluate the person for that position or fire them altogether. Because at that height and that distance, only having the 2 tables at the position they were, Matt cleared all of them shit. And that wasn't even a far jump. That man's knees is bow-legged. He's not jumping far.
I would say, like, at least test them out before you do it when it's showtime. Like, get a stunt double or something so I could get the distance or something. You know what I'm saying? Like,
these guys are professionals. Matt throws himself off shit all the time.
Yeah.
Whoever rigged this setup did not put enough tables and didn't distance them properly. That's 1. 2, you see this man is knocked out. You see this man is trying to struggle to get up. Sammy can't even get him up. He has no legs. This man is knocked out on his feet.
On his feet.
It's over. Fuck the storyline. Fuck the fact that if he lost, he was supposedly out of AEW, which was a storyline of the match. It's over. Nobody won. We'll have a rematch another day. Get this man the fuck out of here. Now, this is the big thing. They Audrey calls the X to stop the match. You could tell AEW didn't know what the fuck to do. They're camera cutting. They even rang the bell to stop the match.
Even commentary was confused.
Commentary's confused. They're trying to segue to something else. They come back. There wasn't enough time for any doctor to realistically go in and evaluate Matt enough to show that he was okay to continue the rest of his match. And this whole idea of wrestlers get hurt sometimes, or no, you protect the fucking wrestlers. Yeah, they get hurt, but you protect them in those moments. And AEW was supposed to be different in that regard. You failed. You failed Matt Hardy. And I swear, the moment that happened, I was shocked as hell. I feel like I could hear Rebby Hardy screaming from North Carolina all the way to New York. I feel like I heard that shit. Because
Rebby was going crazy on Twitter when she saw that shit. Like,
she exposed them. She said
she went crazy.
The first thing I said when that happened, this match needs to be over. By no means should this match have continued. By no means, as a fan, as somebody, as just a human being watching another human, you should not have continued this fucking match. He said the same thing. Then Tony Khan, I feel like they tried to save themselves that night, because almost an hour later, now commentary gives the storyline reason of why the match continued. Oh, he was evaluated in between, and no, you're playing. Let me protect my company. Let's protect ourselves.
Yeah, trying to save face.
You're trying to save face, and she called them out again on that. And she said it. It was 1,000% visible to anybody with eyes that he was in a concussion. Matt Hardy's still in the hospital right now.
Yeah, he stood overnight in the hospital.
He has a concussion. This man had no legs. Then you allow the next spot to continue, where he has to climb a giant rig to throw Sammy off through a platform. So you didn't learn from the fact that this man is knocked out. You find a different way to end this fucking match.
Yeah.
Find another way. Or you just end the fucking match. You're going to have this man climb. When shit like that happens, I get flashbacks of Owen Hart. When you hear concussions, you got to think about people like Chris Benoit. How that affected his whole mentality, his whole psychosis. And Rebby hit the nail on the head. You guys are thinking about your performers and caring about your performers, but you're not thinking about the family man and the people who got to deal with his situation, whatever it is going forward. It could be career ending. We don't know what the hell effect this will have on him.
Yeah, you know what I mean? God bless. I hope he's okay, you know what I mean?
A lot of respect in that moment for AEW, because they handled that shit completely wrong. The moment on camera visually that Audrey called the X to signal the match was over,
it should have been over.
It should have been over. Now,
period.
Moving on from this, if Matt is okay, storyline wise, they got a lot to work with. You know, this fall was really dramatic. It was, it ties into the broken gimmick. So if Matt wants to come back into that gimmick, that style, he can do it full on. And
he needs to take a break. I think he needs like a couple of months or weeks or something before he comes back.
Realistically, I'm concerned by myself, but I'm saying moving forward, the way they could come out of this storyline wise is this will be the catalyst for him being fully broken again. Whatever the case. But this match was horrible, and I feel like stop throwing shots at WWE. Stop calling them out for being a sloppy shop in one instance, and then you're a sloppy shop in this instance. Like, you're eating your fucking words. And Tony Khan, if he was trying to cover this shit up, I don't care what you say. If Matt said he could continue, so you're gonna let his words override a doctor, and if the doctor say he can continue, then I'm sorry, you need to get a new doctor, because that doctor didn't have the best interest for Matt Hardy.
I don't even think that he did. It's just Matt Hardy just kept going and followed him. I don't even think the doctor cleared him.
Any wrestler has that heart in them that regardless what happens in the match, the show must go on.
Yeah, we must finish.
But
not this time.
They all have that mentality. But this shit could have been life, career, threatening, whatever it is. And you having him get right back up and still try to continue, not even like, I would have preferred if they would have been like, okay, stop the match. If he can continue in an hour, we'll rearrange the schedule and we'll give them the match. But
that's why at first I thought it was a work. But that's what I'm saying. That's why I thought it was a work, because I'm like, yo, he's still going. And then the way I also saw when Matt finally got up the ramp, he literally just got to the door, and then we just see Sammy come out. So it looked like it was timed as well, that he was just waiting for him. And then, you know what I mean? I don't know, man.
That man's legs was rubber. He couldn't get up. His eyes was glazed over. He was working on adrenaline, that old school wrestler adrenaline. The show on. That's what he was working on. But anybody with a pair of eyes saw this man was knocked out on his feet. Sammy knew it. Sammy couldn't even carry him. You know.
Yeah.
Basically walked to the entrance, went straight to that rig, and threw Sammy off, and it was over. But they could. There's so much that should have happened that didn't, and there's so much that did that shouldn't have ever happened. So, you know, I'm looking down on AEW for this. I better not ever see another incident where they let another wrestler continue like that, because you're no better than the people you shit on.
You keep throwing bars at. Yep, absolutely agree. You got anything to add, Richie?
I don't think anything was really wrong with the spot. I think they look like he missed the table by a couple of inches. Like you said, they've been doing this for years. They should have immediately stopped. Like Aubrey, shout out to Aubrey, because she knew immediately. As soon as she was on it, she checked on Matt. She threw up the X immediately. I think where AEW was wrong was they should have had like more doctors come out there. And don't listen to a wrestler. You know, wrestlers are never going to say stop. So Matt kept going, and I think AEW was at fault for actually listening to Matt. Like, you seen it, we all seen it. He was knocked out. He was temporarily knocked out.
It took me out of the pay-per-view.
It was done.
It took me out of the pay-per-view for a little while.
Everything should have stopped. Like, even that Sam, like, everything should have stopped. Like, the human being should have kicked into everybody. Everybody should have been like, all right, yo, Matt, something like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I saw Aubrey. She was like, she looked like she was arguing with the doctor.
Aubrey
like,
knew
yo,
immediately. Like, she looked
Aubrey
at
wasn't
Matt,
even playing. She was on it.
She threw the X up immediately. Aubrey knew as soon as his head hit the floor, it was a wrap. As soon as it came down, and that's why I think AEW definitely made the mistake. The match should have been a wrap right there. Yeah. No continuation. Forget the storyline. It's a wrap. This man could have possibly died. End the match.
Whenever the ref throw the X up, everybody got to be on point. Fuck what the wrestler say.
Character, storyline, everything goes out the window when the X goes up. Everything goes out the window.
Yeah.
But wouldn't this be crazy if this was a work, though? Because, you know what I'm saying? It's not. It's not. Because his head, he was knocked out. He was knocked out.
That's what I was 2 minutes ago. Going forward, storyline-wise, this could be perfect for the Broken Universe. Matt continuing his craziness with the personalities. I mean, it falls right in line with the storyline. So I can understand why E probably thought it was a work at that time.
It did seem like a work. No, because I listened to what he was saying. The way everything timed up, it did seem like kind of a work. It was just like, wait, hold up. Is he out? Is he out? But then, like, when he started walking, it was just like, oh, no, this isn't a work.
And then when I saw Sammy come out and immediately attack him, it was literally like, you know what I mean? Like, it didn't look like that shit wasn't planned. It looked like it was planned.
Let's hold our thoughts on this. Let's take a real quick break for our sponsors. We'll come back. We'll give our final thoughts on this and continue the rest of the card.
Indeed. And we are back from our sponsors. Shout out to Anchor. But and we have any closing statements about the Matt Hardy and Spanish God situation?
I mean, I agree fully. Like, they should have stopped the match, and it's an unfortunate situation. I hope he's all right. Prayers to him. Yeah. You know what I mean? That's all I got to say, really.
I think, he'll be all right. But like AJ was saying, this could be the catalyst for an even more epic storyline that can finally climax at Full Gear? Full Gear's up next. Yeah, Full Gear in November.
That's if he's okay.
I hope he's okay.
It takes a few weeks.
Take a couple of weeks off.
I'm not trying to take this lightly, but I feel like Matt Hardy has just been through worse. Like, I'm not saying this is light at all. It's not like nothing. Ain't nothing light about concussion. No, true, but I feel
but that's one thing that fans are doing. They are taking it lightly, and a lot of people are like, "Oh, why are people upset?" You know, he does this. People get hurt. You know.
What do you mean?
He needs to sit
against the pavement. his
He
show.
needs to sit. He needs to sit. Don't worry. Don't, you know what I mean? That's all I got to say. Like, he needs to chill for like a couple of weeks, get his head examined, EKGs, whatever they got to do, see if his brain is okay functioning. And then I hope he comes back. You know what I'm saying?
As far as AEW goes, I want to see less sloppy shop statements, especially when things happen to you. And sometimes you move shaky. Don't call out somebody if you don't like getting called out.
Yeah.
So
I fully agree with that statement.
I'm going to be an impartial commentator on wrestling, and I go crazy on WWE when they do bad business practice and stuff like that. I got to do the same thing to AEW, wearing the hat and everything.
Yeah, I mean, listen, yeah, they're gonna. Oh, listen, I got some. Yeah, let's continue.
All right, next match up, I think is one of the top 3 matches: Hikaru Shida versus Thunder Rosa.
Yo, that's serious. You know, my only criticism. I was going to say this from the top. My only criticism of this match is that I feel like it should have went like 5 more minutes. It needed like 5. Just one more finish.
This was the match for me.
Yo, this is a fire match. Thunder Rosa all the smoke.
Going into this match, the first thing I said was, I think they got more time because of the ending of Matt Hardy.
Yeah.
These girls need to have a classic.
They did.
This needs to be a classic. Now, I'm not gonna comment whether it was a classic or not. Was it a good match? It was a great match.
Definitely above average.
Maybe in a little while, a few months down the line, we'll look back and this probably will be considered a classic. It definitely had the potential to be. But I was saying this has to be a classic because they got to get people's minds off what just happened. Not only that, I feel like AEW has yet to have that real classic one-on-one women's match in AEW. I would say what came close was maybe Nyla
Rose
and Riho.
Rio, yeah.
I feel like that was the one that came closest, but they still have yet to have that real classic match. I feel like if anybody had the potential to do it, it was them. Now,
I feel like
I wasn't expecting Thunder Rosa to win because she's already the NWA Women's Champion. She's also a women's champion in a Japanese promotion, so she would have been triple champ. Something that AEW did mention on the broadcast. So that right there, the fact that they acknowledged that, I felt right there that she wasn't going to win. It was good though, because I feel like Shida doesn't really have too many people to defend against right now. Like, really in that spot. If it ain't Nyla Rose, Big Swole was dealing with Baker.
I would have actually been okay with since AEW does not do this, and when you don't do this, it's okay if you do it. I would have been okay with a non-finish. I would have been okay with like a double knockout because I want to see Thunder Rosa and Shida go at it again. Even I have no problem with the clean finish, but I definitely want to see them go. I honestly thought Thunder Rosa was going to win because the women's division kind of need a little bit of a shot in the arm. But after seeing that, I'm happy to see that they kept Shida looking really strong. The only issue is there's not too many challengers. There's not too many credible challengers because AEW has women. It's just they don't have too many credible. It's like Shida's up here, and like the rest of the competition is like right here. You know what I'm saying? Then you got your Nyla Rose. You know what I'm saying? Then you might, you know what I'm saying? Like they're building up Big Swole and Britt Baker. Britt Baker's not going to be ready yet, but you know, like
they really missing Chris Statlander right now, man.
Yes,
like they really missing her. They really missing Rio. You know what I mean? They really need like credible, but she's been doing great, man. Like I told y'all earlier in the text, like she's reminding me like a young Oscar. She got a bright future, that girl. Every day, every match I see her, she's getting better and better. She's taking the bumps, the spots. She did like a Thunder Rosa did like a what you call it, like a seating chair submission hold or something like that.
The pendulum.
The pendulum. Ooh, that looked brutal. And then she threw it. She was banging on the bottom turnbuckle like that. Like, and she'd be like, yo, like Sheeta's special, man. She got a bright future, that girl. And
Thunder Rosa is also special too.
Yeah, of course.
And I wanna see more from her. I'm actually excited to see more partnerships with NWA. I feel like it's the look for both of them. And honestly, they had this little red carpet, like all out red carpet before all the shows started.
Yeah, pre-show.
I got the craziest tease. I didn't even know I wanted this, but if it happens in the future, we had Thunder Rosa, we had Evilise, Diamante, and what's her name? Taya Conti.
Yeah, Tanea Conti.
All in a row.
All together. Looking
I
like
put that
Latino world order.
Word.
I put that on the in the Facebook group. That picture was fire.
Yeah, it looked fire. Like,
So,
yeah, they came together. That would be
I want to
fire.
see more of Thunder Rosa. I feel like she's probably given one of the best straight up wrestling matches for the women in AEW period so far.
It did. I feel like for AEW, for their women's division in the AEW universe, for their women, this was AJ was about. This was their classic match. This was Thunder Rosa versus Shida was their. This is the bar for the women's division in AEW. You know what I'm saying? But the COVID has really messed them up because Rio not being there, and a lot of the Joshi girls that were coming over from Japan being in AEW. But it is what it is.
And Chris Statlander is hurt. You know what I mean? Yeah. We need her back soon. Oh, you know what I mean? Get well soon, Chris.
Her and Britt Baker got hurt like around the same time, so that didn't do the women's division any kind of favors.
I mean, I want to see Penelope Ford still come up. We got Anna Jay starting.
Anna Jay, yeah.
We just got Diamante and Evilise. We got Abaddon. So they got the women. You just need to start those builds now.
Yeah, they just got to start putting them in incredible matches so that way they can start being credible for Shida. You know what I mean? Because Shida looked like she could wrestle with any one of them girls and she could and make it look good. Like she done it with Nyla Rose. She done it with a few of them. You know what I'm saying? And all her matches been above average. She's definitely special, man. She grew on me, and I'm liking everything she's doing, man. She's holding that belt, that division down, and that she deserved the title.
Right. Somewhere Kenny Omega's having an orgasm hearing us talk about how we like.
Let's move on to the next match.
Before the next match, though, there was a little Kip Sabian and Penelope Ford segment in the back. Yeah, we gotta address it. They were talking about they got a wedding planning,
sloppy shot,
and you know what I mean. And he threw a petty shot where Penelope pulled out a card and said, "Come follow our Twitch. We're about to make a new Twitch."
Yo, I honestly feel like that's a dig worth taking. Honestly, like that's a dig worth taking. Like, bruh,
because that was
Twitch,
the thing I see WWE do. You trying to restrict money outside of this? Like,
bruh,
I'm trying to make money.
I liked it because it was like it was a light jab, but it was effective. You know what I mean? It's like it was a light jab, but effective.
You kind of had to know. Like, you kind of had to be one of those. That pay attention to the business side of things.
Yeah,
those are the jabs I like. I like those kind of jabs. Like if you know, you know.
Mm-hmm.
That was fire, but we got to throw that. We had to say that something about that. Next match was the Dark Order 8-man tag versus the American Nightmares featuring Scorpio Sky and Matt Cardona. How y'all feel about it, brothers?
I feel like everything was good about this match. I mean, it was an all right match. I liked everything about this match except for the finish. I understand what they're trying to do with Brody Lee and Colt Cabana. Maybe because they're playing it like Colt Cabana still kind of doesn't know this is a cult. So I
actually got that written in my notes. Like when the Dark Order came out, he was over here smiling and bouncing around and looked like he's having fun, and everybody's like serious in the Dark Order. I'm like, yo, though, is that like ain't he supposed to be changing his character anytime soon? Like,
nah, Colt Cabana still doesn't. Yeah, he still hasn't realized this is a cult.
He was showing more of a serious side. He was like taking it out on his opponent, but he still don't get the tough love of Brody Lee, like, and certain things that they do, he's still not on par with them.
Nah, man, he gotta
notice. Go ahead.
I'm just saying, like, yo, if you're gonna join the Dark Order, like, look at the name, the Dark Order. You gotta stop smiling and bouncing around. Like, you gotta change into a Dark Order character. But I'm not saying be a number 5 or a number, but
me personally, I don't even like Colt Cabana. I think he's cheesy. I don't really like his style of comedy. He's a good wrestler. I respect him in the ring. Yeah. I really don't like Colt Cabana. But this storyline with him in the Dark Order, I'm actually enjoying it because his style of comedy is actually working going against the Dark Order, you know?
But it doesn't fit. But it doesn't fit the narrative of what the Dark Order's trying to do. Is what I'm
But
saying. Like,
that's why
But
it makes perfect sense of the story.
I think, yeah, that's the point. That's what makes it funny because, like,
okay,
if you notice, whenever Brody Lee is like wilding on everybody and cursing everybody out on papers, Colt Cabana's never there. Him and Anna Jay are never there. Like, Anna Jay knows what's up, but I think they're playing like Colt Cabana still doesn't know that this is a cult. He just thinks that these guys just are there to help him. You know
they
what
my
I'm saying?
friends.
He's kind
They
of
my
oblivious.
friends.
Yeah, like he's oblivious to what it really is. So I see like
Yeah.
the storyline they're kind of doing with it, but I feel like for the sake, just like it goes back to the buy-in, Dark Order is running hot. They're running strong. Brody Lee's on top. Dark Order should have won against Private Party. Dark Order should have won against them. You know what I'm saying? Brody Lee didn't take the pin or nothing like. But listen,
Not
Dark
only
Order
that,
should have won.
you
This
got
is very
a
WWE.
random ragtag of people defending Cody. You got Matt Cardona. People don't know they're best friends in real life.
I
But
think
yeah.
that makes a little. I think
got him
Scorpio
coming
Sky is the
in.
odd man out. I think
Scorpio
Scorpio Sky.
Sky, yeah. Why you got Scorpio Sky there? That was
Yeah.
the first thing. I'm like, what is the point?
I
And
think
then
they're
they
setting up.
win. Y'all never tagged before. But
Yeah,
y'all
it doesn't make any
against the
sense.
stable, against the powerhouse stable.
Doesn't
Yeah,
make any
and,
sense.
I
and
think
he
I
literally just
I think I
wrestled
coulda
Cody a couple weeks ago for the belt. Now all of a sudden, yeah, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
these
defending.
bums, not bums, but you know what I mean.
Yeah,
They're not on the top of the card or even in the middle of the card.
yeah. I wasn't feeling that decision at all. I
I
definitely
think I
feel
could
like
have took them losing if Dark Order would have won the first match. For them to lose,
This was
both,
WWE booking. This is WWE booking right
yeah,
here.
I didn't like
This is something that WWE would have done. You put over Brody Lee super strong. Then
Right.
next week, his group comes out, they lose the opening. Okay, I can kind of deal. I don't like it, but I can deal with them losing the Private Party. But then in this match on the main card, you have them lose by a damn roll-up? Come on, man. That's some WWE booking stuff right there.
Who pinned Cabana? I forgot.
It was Dustin. It was Dustin. Now,
Oh
the
yeah,
way
yeah.
they did
Dustin
it,
was the one who won.
Dustin got
protected him.
destroyed with that clothesline.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hulk goes for an extra move, and then boom, he pulls out the roll up win. Moves out the way, pulls up the roll up win. Brody Lee
kind of protects him, but no.
Storyline wise, I like it because now Brody Lee's gonna start being more aggressive with Colt.
Yeah.
But Dark Order not pulling out a win at All Out, and they've been the best segment on BT, and they've been arguably the best segments on Dynamite the past couple months, and they didn't get the win at the big one. Nah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That doesn't make any sense.
Right.
Yeah. That was WWE book right there. That was WWE book right there. But let's move on to the next match.
All right. Another one of my top 3 matches: FTR versus Paige and Omega for
You see the background.
AEW Tag Team Championships. How y'all feel about it?
This is AEW moving at its finest right here.
If Cheetah wasn't the top match, then this was it right here.
Oh, I also want to say one thing though. I wrote this down too. When they introduced the tag matches with Paige and Omega, remember they did like the like, you know how they do like a boxing match where they do the before the match, they'd be like, yeah, and the tag matches and blah blah blah. They didn't do that with Sheeta and Rosa though, and that was also a championship match. That, you know what I mean? I just want to point that out. Dustin Roberts dropped the ball with the girls with that. But
facts. Don't be doing that.
You got to respect to all your championships. You know what I mean? Before the match start, you got to show all respect to all of them. You did it with Moxley, and you did it with Paige and Omega. You got to do it for the women too. Just saying.
Yo, respectfully. Even though I love the fact that AEW keeps your tradition and the heavyweight champion closes out the night every single night, I honestly feel like this night you could have made an exception. FTR versus Hangman and Omega was clearly the main event of All Out. This has been the best storyline in wrestling for the last couple of months. All of wrestling.
The sad thing, there was a match in between them. In between this and the main event.
Yeah.
Even close to the main event.
Yeah, and listen, I think I love Orange Cassidy and Jericho. It did everything it was supposed to do.
Yeah.
But this was Omega and FTR and Hangman. This should have taken.
They stole the show. Stole the show.
This was when AEW at its finest.
Like I said, the top 3 matches with the 2 tag teams and Sheeta and Rosa. Like those were the top 3 matches of the night, in my opinion.
It was.
No, it was.
I agree.
This is match of the night for me.
And the reason why I won't say this was the top match, I'd say it's arguable for the women, because I was out of the pay-per-view once that Matt Hardy thing came. It took me completely.
Right.
They sucked me back in. They got me back into the groove of watching the event, and that match was badass. And I think it was the first possible classic for the women. So
yeah, we gotta put some respect on Sheeta.
Yeah, I'm gonna put a little bit more bias for that regard. And plus, with this match, we kind of expected, FTR to win. We kind of expected the fallout between the tag team, so
right.
Taking nothing away from the match, but arguably, these were the number one matches of the night. Sheeta or this one right here, the Young Bucks. I mean,
I love the storytelling, like you said. We kind of expected FTR to win, but I feel like the storytelling was just always
the ring psychology in this match was crazy.
And that's honestly one of the reasons why I call Kenny Omega the best in the world, because it's the athleticism, it's the moveset, but the ring psychology, the story of it. Besides Cody, a lot of people are not telling in-ring stories like that and telling a full layout of comebacks.
The only thing I didn't understand in this match was why Kenny was upset at Hangman, because Hangman seemed like he was humble throughout this match. Like he knew he fucked up and was actually trying to do tag team things.
Because I think this is the cleaner coming out. This is just the cleaner coming out. Like the cleaner's starting to come out more.
By the time they lost the belts, and Hangman was first of all, Kenny is the reason they lost.
Yeah.
Kenny V-triggered, went for a V-trigger. I forgot which one of the FTR. I forgot their new name.
That closing segment was wicked though, because he went for he held him for the buckshot, and they both ducked it. Then he threw him out the way, and threw him back in there. Then he missed him with the V-trigger. That segment was. And
if you watch that replay, he caught Hangman dead on the chin.
Yeah. So, he connected with that one.
They lost because of Kenny, and then it seemed like his frustration. He was blaming Hangman.
Yeah.
He walks out. The Bucks see him backstage. If you heard the Bucks said it's time for the cleaner. I don't know if y'all heard that audio, but it was like it's time for the cleaner, and Kenny's like, I'm sick of this. It's his fault, whatever, and coming like I'm out of here. Get into the car.
Word. He said, He said, if you coming down with this road with me, like he basically said, he gave him an ultimatum, like if you come down this road with me, this is where we're going. Like,
and this is where the attitude, what we were talking about earlier, as far as the Bucks match and them showing their attitude. This is where the story threads connect, because him telling them that was like, you guys are stepping up your attitude. I'm going all the way.
Yep.
So I expect after this, the next BTE, the next couple of Dynamites, I think we're gonna get that badass Kenny Omega that people's been like really missing, or the people who haven't gotten to see that version, that side of Kenny Omega in New Japan or anything like that. I think they're gonna finally get it. All those complaints about he's cheesy or he's pushing too many people above him,
which is crazy. Which is crazy
because they've had a great tag team run.
Like, how about all right, let's talk about the flip side before we get to the next match. Where does leaves Hangman? Does he join the Dark Order? Does he join FTR and Tully and them? Like,
first off, shout out to Hangman Pants' page. Hangman Page's pants. Hangman Page.
Pants Page.
he debuted some new pants last night, which I like. I think Hangman. Oh man, I don't think we see Hangman on the next Dynamite. I think Hangman takes a little bit of a leave of absence, and I think we see Hangman join up with Tully and FTR, which will be setting us up closer to Full Gear, which Cody will probably make his return, and then we see the four.
I mean, if you think about it, they try to paint it like FTR was playing with Hangman's mind. They really weren't.
Yeah,
they really.
That was all him.
They're like, you seem like a cool guy. I don't really trust them, and when it comes down to it, I want the belts. They were really upfront. So
they kept it 100.
So I definitely see him joining
Hangman's
Horseman stable that's starting to form.
I think it's a really clever way to. I think it's a really clever way to do it, because everybody thought that Hangman was going to be the one to turn. I mean, we still don't know how this is gonna go, but it looks like I'm gonna die on this hill. Well, I'm gonna keep saying this. I'm gonna verbally die on this hill of AEW. You got to incorporate BTE because the hardcore fans, we've been seeing this bubble for a long time, but for the casual fans, they might not know who the cleaner is. You have to incorporate this stuff so we can have proper context.
Mm-hmm.
I agree. All right, next matchup: Orange Cassidy versus Chris Jericho in a mimosa match. What was it?
A little bit of bubbly.
A little bit of bubbly mixed with orange juice, some mimosa. What was it? A mimosa
madness.
Orange juice.
Yeah, something like that.
This is a fun match. Listen, this match did what it was supposed to do. It ticks all the boxes that it's supposed to do. My only issue is with the play, and this is unusual because AEW usually books their cards really well. This should have been before the tag team match. Mm-hmm. This should have not been after the tag. This was just They shouldn't have done that. They shouldn't have done that. I understand maybe they try to simmer down the crowd, but no. Come on, stick to the way you've been doing it. Build that shit up. Match on top of match, on top of match, on top of match. Whatever, we'll deal with it. Like, come on, dudes. Like, I mean, but it was a good match, though.
I thought it was a decent match. I didn't think it was better than Jericho Cassidy too. I thought this one was a little more. I don't know. You know what I mean?
I feel like this match was just what it was. This was the match. Right. To give somebody the win. It does big things for Orange Cassidy.
Of course.
I'm wondering where this puts Jericho. Now, if they leave this feud, where does this put Jericho? Because he still has that rematch in his back pocket. He hasn't even chased or even talked about the title. So I just want to keep that where they need after this.
I think Jericho is going to start to phase out a little bit.
Do more commentary.
More commentary. Not that he's going to be done wrestling, but I think he's going to, as things start to open back up with the world, we're going to start seeing him tour with Fozzy a little bit more and stuff like that. I think we'll see another. I think before it's all said and done, Jericho will retire a 2-time AEW World Heavyweight Champion. Now, when that happens, I don't know, but I definitely don't think we've seen the last of it
because his contract is already reaching that point where he's about to resign or do whatever he's going to do. And he said it. He has no intention on leaving AEW anytime soon. And even if he retires from in-ring, he's going to be a commentator or do something in AEW.
Yeah. So he's happy where he's at. He loves it over there.
So WWE, just give him that Hall of Fame.
I'm pretty sure Chris Jericho has some kind of ownership of AEW, some kind of in his contract that he's getting big
or stock or something, right?
He has the old Hulk Hogan contract
in AEW.
He has the old Hulk Hogan contract. So let's just say for argument's sake, let's say that Seth Rollins has a bad falling out with WWE and decides to go to AEW. Whatever they'll offer Seth Rollins top money. And let's say just for argument's sake, Chris Jericho's getting paid $5 million. If they give Seth Rollins $5.5 million, then they have to give Chris Jericho $5.5 million. So it's one of those situations. You know what I'm saying? But like you said, he ain't going nowhere, and nor should he.
He's chilling.
I really don't got much to say about this match. It was good. It did what it was supposed to.
It was decent. They put Cassidy over. He's a star.
By the time this match ended, this is when the fatigue started kicking in for me.
And of course, the next match, the last match in the card,
main event
for the main event for the AEW Championship. Jon Moxley versus Jacob Freeman. Yo, what the
Maxwell Jacob Freeman.
What was it? Frankie Kazarian said some funny shit. He was like, Maxwell Jackass Freeman or something. I was dying.
Probably.
He cut a promo. He was like, I don't care if it's Jon Moxley or Maxwell Jackass Freeman.
Yeah. That sounds like something Frankie would say.
Yeah, that was hilarious.
To me, I might be the only person who's gonna feel like this. It was boring. It was boring to me.
It was all right.
I had an issue with the whole concept of the match. The paradigm shift was banned, right?
Right.
MJF, he's awesome on the mic, but he's not known for his in-ring ability. Let's just put that out there, right? You're telling me the world champion This man is a freaking Grand Slam champion in WWE. He's been in the business. He's a vet at this point, and compared to MJF, you couldn't
Right.
put out one finisher that was not the paradigm shift to beat this match. You guys dragged the hell out this match. Dragged it so much. MJF bust himself open twice.
Yeah, I feel like this match was exactly what I expected it. It could have been 10 minutes less, and I would have not been mad at AEW if this would have not been the main event. And like I feel like they kind of knew like this was kind of like a stepping stone for, even though I did think that MJF did have a chance. I was honestly thinking like, oh shit, is MJF gonna win this? But this was realistically a stepping stone for Moxley, and that's okay. And I feel the same way as AJ. You know, Moxley, you went to Japan, the G1, Grand Slam, you've done all this. And Moxley, I defend Moxley. He had some of his best matches in the G1 in New Japan. So he has an arsenal of moves. You beat Brody Lee with a sleeper. So the problem, the premise of this match is kind of mad, but I'll accept it for what it is. But it's just like this match dragged on for a bit too long. It could have definitely been like a good 15-minute bust him up, boom, boom, boom. Moxley get in there, does his thing. But
this should have been a squash match with maybe 2 comebacks for MJF.
I feel like MJF is actually good in the ring. I feel like MJF is good in the ring, but there was a part of me that was just like, if MJF wins the championship, I feel like right now he's not ready for that. So it would have kind of diminished the AEW championship a bit because he's just not ready for it. Another year or two, absolutely. Right now,
I'd give credit to them that this was MJF's best match. Yeah. This definitely was MJF's best match, but that's not saying much because MJF doesn't have a lot of rivalries. He doesn't have a lot of matches.
Yeah.
And when he does, he doesn't win with his wrestling prowess. He wins by cheating, or he wins like he's never
roll up to stupid shit.
He's never shown great wrestling ability. So if this was a showcase to try to get MJF a little bit more burn, you succeeded. And that note, like MJF does look better coming out of this, but you stretched the shit out of it, and I'm disappointed. The champion can't pull out a new move to end this guy.
I mean,
the number one ranked wrestler in the world.
The only thing I gotta say is, but on playing devil's advocate, that was the story they were over here putting though. Oh, the paradigm shift is dangerous and blah blah blah, and you know what I mean.
So you, as the champion, pull out of your long list of arsenal. You pull out a different move to end this kid. You don't drag this match for 20-some odd minutes. At almost 12 o'clock, you end this pay-per-view. We've been watching since
it was almost 12
something with all these
stuff. It ended at like 12 o'clock.
And this wasn't even the main event in the fans' eyes. So
this shouldn't have been. This would have been the one time I think the AEW fans would have understood if the World Heavyweight Champion, if FTR versus Kenny Omega would have been the main event, I think everybody would have understood why. But you know, it was what it was. For me personally, this was AEW's worst pay-per-view. It wasn't a bad pay-per-view. It just for my standards for AEW and what AEW has put on through Dynamite
in the past, definitely.
This has been the worst of all. It's not bad, but it's not, you know, it's
it was a good hot mess.
Yeah, it was good hot mess. Good hot mess.
Yeah.
Good hot mess.
That's the perfect term for it. Like,
shout out to Lance Archer. Shout out to
the women that saved it.
Shida and Thunder Rosa.
They both in the barbecue. They saved it after the Matt Hardy situation. They brought the energy back, and I gotta give props to them.
Shout out to Jurassic Express for looking strong in defeat against the Bucks. Shout out to Hangman and Kenny and FTR new tag team champions. I'm pretty sure they're gonna be champions for a while. I think those boys are going to shop.
Every champion every male champion is a former WWE
champion right now. Yep.
Yeah.
And for all those
that the marks on all these forums are complaining about.
For all those marks that are out there complaining, every single one of your WWE, matter of fact, NXT discussion over.
Yep.
Discussion over.
Yep.
NXT. It's literally the whole independent scene.
So overall, what do you rank this pay-per-view? Me personally, I give it a 7.
I give it a 7. I would have gave it lower, but the you know what I mean, the 3 matches really brung a lot of it. You know what I mean?
I can be okay with the 7. It would have honestly been a 6.5 for me, but the 3 matches that were so strong, in particular, the latter of them, the Sheeta and Thunder Rosa and Kenny and FTR, that brings it to a 7 for me.
Yeah,
definitely
honestly,
the lowest.
For me personally, it's only out of 7 for the simple fact I didn't like the booking decisions. I didn't like the placement of the matches, and I didn't. Yeah, pretty much that's it. That and the Matt Hardy situation.
Man,
those three reasons right there brought it down to the 7 for me.
Yeah.
This is their weakest pay-per-view so far, but I mean, you know, listen, you gotta have one. This was bound to happen. This was bound to happen. So, you know,
you ain't gonna hit a home run every time I bat.
It took before we got a dull takeover, and a takeover still rare to be dull, just like AEW. But you know, with that being said, we could do this all day.
Word. EA, where can we find you at, good sir?
Of course, you can find me on Twitter at E.A. I'm also in the Facebook group. Holla at us. Send us your comments, your hate mail, everything. Discussions you wanted to talk about, we'll do it.
Thanks. AJ, where can I find you at?
You can find me at Kayfabe_AJ on Instagram.
You can find me at The Richie Moon Show on YouTube, all podcasts and platforms, on the Instagram. You can find me at Kayfabe Avenue on Instagram. You can find me at Kayfabe Avenue on the Facebook. On all major podcasts, you can find the Kayfabe Avenue podcast. That's where you can go to listen to us.
Join our Facebook group.
You know Stop playing.
Join our Facebook group at Kayfabe Avenue. Like, share, subscribe our Facebook, our YouTube channel. Like, share, subscribe, give your comments, your thoughts. Every podcast, we usually have the visual version on YouTube, so check that out.
Indeed.
And, you can find us where all podcasts are provided: Apple, Spotify, Anchor.
Yes, sir. So, with that being said, I have been Mr. Richie Moon. That has been Kayfabe AJ. That has been E.A. This has been our all-out review.
Yes, sir.
Take us home.
Goodbye. And good night. Bye.